Morning. I was asking my own children what they really used to enjoy as cooking when they were young, and one of the things that they said was pancakes and crepes. So we're just back in from cycling, and we're just about to do a very quick how to do pancakes in under 15 minutes.
Okay, bienvenue à Chez Simpson and bonjour, Madame Simpson.
Bonjour.
Welcome. The clocks have just gone forward, and we're going to make ourselves some pancakes. And since we're a French-speaking school, we're going to call them crepes. So dead easy. You just need 2 ounces of butter in there. That's 50 grams. You need, and I'll show you what that looks like. We need flour, we need milk, we need eggs, and a wee bit of water, and a tiny bit of salt. And the butter that's in there is about that size, so that's 50 grams. Just doing that just to show you. We're not going to use that again. We're going to put that one safely out of the way. Just standard size eggs, which we've got broken up and mixed into here, 2 of them. So they're in there. And I'm just going to mix that up a wee more. I'm going to put a wee pinch of salt in with them just now, just a pinch. And just going to crush that up a wee bit, just gives a bit more flavour. And we're going to put that up. So 2 eggs, we've got the 2 ounces of flour, that's 50 grams. We've put the flour in there just to warm up. And we now have milk, and that's actually 200 mils of milk, which we've got in a glass just to show you what it looks like. And we also have our 100 grams of flour, that's 4 ounces, and we've got that there. So really what we have to do now is we have to pop our flour in there, and we have to now whip our eggs a wee bit up and put our eggs in there. And now we're just going to get that underway, so just get that going. And the reason why we've melted that butter first, and you'll notice that because I've done this 3 times, it's gone slightly brown because it's slightly, we're calling it nut butter actually. It doesn't really matter, it's better. You take it beurre noir or something.
Beurre noisette.
Beurre noisette, okay, so let's keep up the French theme. Beurre noisette, and it actually adds to the flavour a wee bit, so I wouldn't worry too much about it. So we've got that going on in there. Now, I'm sure Madame Simpson would tell me that I have to put this in slowly a wee bit at a time, but probably at first I do, just to get it going. And then now I'm going to take away the fork. You could continue with the fork, that would be fine. It would be absolutely fine, but you're probably much more efficient to get Madame Simpson's very, very good whisk. She tells me it's an excellent whisk. So, yeah, that feels so much better already. Right, so we've got this underway now. We're getting this to whip up nicely.
All the lumps out.
And we're going to get all the lumps out, and we're going to just add another wee bit of milk at a time. And how's that looking now? Looking a bit less lumpy. And yes, you know, this is where an electric mixing whisk would come in handy. But look, it's coming on quite quickly. We're already getting it much, much smoother. This is harder work than the cycling that we've been out doing for a daily exercise this morning, in my opinion.
So
would you agree?
What's milk in French?
Oh, du lait. Lait. We've got lait. So that's our lait. We have our farine. We have les œufs. Du beurre. Also, yeah, we've got it all there. And just to keep me going, in case I get tired out with that, we also have the gâteau, which last night's gâteau, carrot cake with peanut butter topping. We're not doing that today. That's not going to be me who does that. So we've got our got this underway. Now another wee ingredient, which we're going to put in here in a minute, is 75 millilitres of water. Now it turns into quite a runny mixture, and you might be thinking to yourself, that looks too runny to make pancakes from, but it's not. So what we're going to do now is we're going to pour 75 millilitres of water in. That was, if you had it in a glass, it's probably up to about there. I'm going to mix it in. And I'm actually going to return that to the jug in a wee second, but what I'm going to do first is, you'll notice that I've melted all this beurre noisette, or beurre butter, yeah, whatever.
I think it's beurre noir.
Beurre noir, it's looking a bit beurre noir in there if you don't mind me saying so. Anyway, what we're going to do with this is we're going to take 2 tablespoons out there, and we're going to drop 2 tablespoons of oil into the mixture.
Beurre noir.
Beurre noir, we're going to drop into them, and I'll put another wee half one in just for extra. And the rest of this I'm actually going to save into a wee tub, which I prepared earlier, but I seem to have mislaid. So we'll just get another one. There's one there. And we're going to use this is melted, so we're going to use this for oiling the pan when we actually come to it. So we're popping that in there. And what's really handy in this is kitchen roll. Toilet roll would do. I know that's a bit of scarcity in some people's minds these days, but to waste like this. But kitchen roll or whatever, just give that pan a really good wipe, first of all. And just remove that. Now, there is a claim made, I don't know if it's true, that the first crepe that you make is never the best and it always really gets pretty much sacrificed and eaten by the chef right away. We'll find that out in a wee while, because right now I'm going to return this to the jug. You could return it to any other container that's... You could keep it in this actually, but just for space saving, I'm going to return our mixture for about half an hour to the fridge, and that lets it all just mature and come together nicely. The butter's all nicely mixed in there, so it won't go into you know, fatty lumps. And whoops, we're just done a wee bit of a spill there. That's not a good idea. Don't try that one at home. And we're going to return to that in a wee while once it's all ready. So I'm going to ask my glamorous assistant to pause the film for the moment.
Okay, so the ingredients are coming up here, and you can see what they are. And what I'd say is, obviously, if you're doing it with children, you take the opportunity to measure everything out and spend a long time beating that up and so on, and then put the clock on and decide when it was you were actually going to get it out of the fridge and so on, the 10-minute timer or whatever, have them guess how long that was.
Okay, so we're ready to cook pancakes, looking professional obviously with the apron and so on. And we've got the mix back out of the fridge. The pan was super hot and I've turned down the heat to probably medium. And we have a ladle with some mixture. And as I said earlier, we're about to find out, is it true that the first one is never that good? Anyway, we're just going to go here and we're putting it on and we're going to quickly move that around the pan. And first one, I think that pan could have been a wee bit warmer actually. And if you just come in closely, you'll see that it's starting to cook around the edges, and we're just going to leave it there and not do very much while that's cooking there. I'm just going to watch how it goes, and you'll see it starting to bubble a wee bit here and there around the edges. How would you say that's going, Madame Simpson?
It's looking good. You can see it
Looking
going
good.
from dark yellow to pale yellow as it
Dark
cooks.
yellow to pale yellow, and you can just see that's able to be lifted around the edge, and patience is certainly a virtue here. And we're just going to... Yeah, it's a wee bit flaky around the edge, but that's going to make a really nice edge on it, isn't it?
Yeah.
So, oh, that's coming up well. So I think another wee second till it's always about just not panicking, isn't it, and leaving it a wee bit, would you say?
Check colour.
Check colour. Just remind us of the colour we're looking for here.
Golden brown.
Golden brown, okay.
It's looking like it's a
So
bit
it's golden brown at the edge here, and it's looking good. Now,
dark brown.
I think that's golden still, isn't it?
What colour is
I
it?
could lift this one. Right, okay, there we go.
Perfect.
So that's looking pretty good. Down there. And I'm wanting a bit more heat in this, would you say? No, you wouldn't. You would keep it down there at medium. Yeah, medium. Okay, patience is a virtue. Okay. So obviously if you're doing this with children, you'd probably want them in a wee step, but been very careful with the heat of the heat of the frying pan and so on. And all these health and safety things are good. And how would you think this is looking? I think this is ready to go. So I am going to just take this one here, and I'm just going to make my life a wee bit easier by taking it out. There we go. And I'm going to pop it on there, and I'll do it out there. And Mrs. Simpson also is a big fan of putting a wee bit castor sugar on these, which we've not got the sugar in there just now. Again, what I'll do at the moment just to keep that nice and warm, and I should really have microwaved the plate first to keep it a wee bit warm. So I'm just going to put a tea towel on there just to keep the heat up. So I am going to drop a tiny wee bit of our, now what did we call this? Beurre noir? Yeah, because we've gone a wee bit far, but you'll see that all the kind of noiry bits are now in the bottom, and the noisette bits, and that's a wee bit of steam going on, which is good. Steam, or smoke actually, it looks like. Take a bit of heat down there. And I think we used about just under a ladle, didn't we?
Yep.
Yeah, seemed about right. And we'll go for that. And again, swirl it around the pan, get all the edges, the flat bits of the pan. And yeah. If you get too much, just let it run around the pan to try and keep it nice and even. And you'll see that that's coming up very nicely on the edges already. And what's our colour scheme again we're looking for here?
We're going from dark yellow to pale yellow.
Dark to pale. So that's pale there because it's quite thin there, you'll see. So it's gone very quickly to pale, whereas these bits that were a bit thicker didn't quite go off the mark quickly enough with them. You'll see that that's actually a bit more yellow, and it will take a wee bit more cooking.
Keep an eye on the edges.
We're keeping an eye on the edges, madame. Okay, so you notice that that's all, it's not sticking at all. Now it's not because we've got some kind of fancy non-stick pan. I think it's just that all non-stick pans never seem that, I think it's a temporary state for me. Frying pans, they never seem to stay non-stick for all that long. In fact, I heard of a professional kitchen where they went and they bought the cheapest IKEA pans, and they bought hundreds of them at a time, and they used them for 3 weeks, and then they put them onto other duties because that was about the limit of what they said that the non-stickiness of it was. Okay, so I'm just going to flick it over, and that's looking good, isn't it?
Even better.
That one's even better. And so, although that first one wasn't terrible, and sometimes they are a bit scrappy, I think this one is possibly going to be even better. So, yeah.
That's it. Take it out.
I'm going to take this out now, and I'm going to place it on with our other one. And because we're going to do a taste test with this one, I think we're going to just pop this one over here, and we'll just quarter that over. Put that one over there, put it on a plate, and I think we're ready to go with this one too. So our pancake going on there. Turning the gas off just now, because we're going to just decorate these items. What would you like on yours, Madame Simpson? What would you like on yours?
I have Nutella.
Nutella and banana?
Nutella and banana.
Nutella and banana coming your way. Okay, so here we go. I think I'm going to put this on the inside, so I'm just going to open them up a wee bit. Pop some banana in there. Some people just like a squeeze of lemon and some sugar, but that's not what we're doing today with you. We are putting this on. I'm just going to get some Nutella out there. Now there's another variation on these which people actually quite like, which is when you make the mix. Oh, I've done that dishwasher pressing thing again, haven't we? When you make the mix, you can grate a wee bit of either lemon or orange through. Orange is probably my preference. So we're going to do that for the next one. So we're just going to take your average orange, a grater, and I'm just going to grate some in there. I'm going to put that out of the way. I'm going to grate just some orange zest in there. What's your recommendation of how many bits of orange zest do we want in here? Not in a number,
15.
just 15. Oh, I think I've gone
15.
over. 15 scrapes back and forward. Right, okay. So, that's,
The catcher.
okay, we'll go all the way to cans already. I think we've done 15. So, anyway, you'll see now, there's not a tremendous amount in there, there's just a wee bit in there. But it will make a big difference. The smell is amazing, so we'll just get all the extra bits off there, and we'll just go back to our mixing fork. We've got a bit of heat back on here. Okay, there's definitely no point in cooking unless you're going to have a taste yourself. And we've got the Nutella and banana here. Yeah, I think it's pretty good. So I'm not trying to do like Nigella bites here, so I'm not going to do all that thing. Here's one a bit earlier, and I can tell you it was very good.
Your crepe's burning at the back.
So crepe is burning at the back, and this is one that we did with a bit of grated orange through it. And as you can see, I didn't use my ladle in this one, and that's where it all goes wrong, because you're not in control of it. So this one's probably the worst so far, but it's not irredeemable. We just need to get a wee bit moved across there. You can see it's very thick in the middle and very thin there. But don't worry, if one's not good, the next one is bound to be. And so I think we're just going to stop at Chez Simpson. So we're going to say in the tradition of French filmmaking, we're going to go fin.
Au revoir.
Au revoir, fin.